Hey, glad you're here. Let me tell you something straight from experience with the Sonos Five, because once you live with it for a few weeks, you stop thinking of it as a speaker and start realizing it's a standard you hold everything else against. If you're the kind of person who notices the tiny details in sound without even trying, someone who instantly knows when something feels premium, this fits you immediately. It's for the person who's done settling for average audio, the person whose mood changes the moment the right song fills a room. Before we go further, check the current price and stock while you're watching this, because this model shifts faster than most people expect. There's a moment you hit where you know it's time to upgrade. For me, it was hearing my old setup struggle every time the volume climbed. That thin, hollow sound, you can only tolerate it for so long before it starts bothering you even on songs you love. When you switch to the Sonos Five, the very first track you play almost shocks you. You feel this wave of relief, like you finally aligned your sound with who you are now, not who you were years ago. You notice it in real-life moments. Late-night playlists feel deeper. Work sessions become easier because everything sounds clean and controlled. Movie nights hit harder, not because you're trying to create a theater, but because the room suddenly has weight. Even something simple like hosting friends feels different, you don't have to explain or justify anything. The room speaks for you. The performance doesn't feel like numbers on a page. It feels like headroom. Like you've finally given your music space to breathe. There's a richness that wraps around the room without getting muddy, and once you get used to it, going back to anything weaker feels like compressing your world again. If you're thinking about it, check the price again now so you don't get caught in stock drops or those random price jumps that always seem to happen right when you're ready to buy. And maybe you're wondering if it's too much for your space or your setup. That's what I thought before using it daily. But the balance is what surprises you. Even at low volume, it feels full. Even in a small room, it feels natural. You end up realizing the real risk isn't buying something like this, it's continuing with something that never matched your taste in the first place. A benefit most people don't expect is how much it changes your daily routine. You start playing music more often, not because you're testing the speaker, but because everything just sounds better. It becomes a part of your atmosphere, not a device you turn on and off. Owning the Sonos Five gives you this quiet sense of pride. You feel like someone who invests in quality without overthinking it. Someone who chooses gear that reflects their standards, not the price ceiling they were stuck at before. The sound feels wide and effortless. The low end feels controlled instead of boomy. The clarity stays consistent at every volume. The speaker disappears and leaves only the music. You rediscover songs you've heard 100 times. If there's a downside, it makes your old speakers unusable by comparison. And you'll probably want a second one sooner than you expected. At some point, you stop circling comparisons and just choose the thing you already know you wanted from the beginning. If you're ready to make the jump, check the link, see the current price, and get the Sonos Five while it's available.